Zero. Yes, my name is Umar Anache, calling the name. You see, thank God to Mr. Abila from Jos. He said it all. NNPC must bear the responsibility. NNPC must be the responsible organization. It takes care of all the issue of petroleum in this country. Why can't he take care of the transport section? And look at advanced country. Petroleum product and gas are not be transported through road. It is the pipeline transportation. And where there is no pipeline, through rail line transportation. I would like to the NPC, they are the responsible to take the responsible of this accident. And the other thing is that the trucks we are using are not the standard. They are long trucks and heavier trucks. Why not reducing it to something that those drivers, they can maneuver easily? When there is accident, you will see how the drivers maneuver. The whole body of the trucks will go this way. The head of the trucks will go this way because it is too heavy. A truck will carry 40 liters, 40,000 liters. If you are to meander the road, you know how to do it. But this one is too heavy. So the NNPC has to be responsible, must to find ways of constructing the depot. Usually trucks are to dispatch locally within the state. If there are trucks to dispatch locally within the state alone, they cannot carry a petroleum product from Lagos to Kano, from Lagos to Maiduguri, from Lagos to Sokoto. What kind of country are we? May God continue to bless our country. Let me stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Umar. Well, Ibn President, how do you begin to address this other aspect of it? Because it's real. There are times when agencies have tried to enforce standards on the roads. It is a known fact that drivers are overly sensitive. The slightest thing, you find that a group will just block the roads. Quite recently it happened on Abuja Lokoja Road.
Abuja Lokoja.
Yes. It happened. There'll be a blockage.
By Kotokafi.
And then no one goes through. Or the in-house unions declare a strike action, knowing that the product, the transport, is the very soul of the nation. And so sometimes it is that enforcement agencies are slow to carry out their duties to avoid this kind of situation, because the next thing, the whole nation is held to ransom.
Well, we independent marketers, we don't normally involve in strike or asking our drivers to block the road. Because remember that what we normally carry is highly inflammable. At the same time, it can evaporate. So if you take a long time without discharging, it may likely reduce the quantity. So that is, in most of the cases, we don't normally participate in such, and we don't encourage our drivers to be doing that. So as we are discussing, I know we talk about the road, the conditions of the road, and most of the depots are not functioning. So I think there is no way, even though I know accident does not happen, but it was caused. but there must be accidents sometimes. So I think what the state governors generally will try as much as possible, they should try and have an emergency center in case of any incasity.
Okay.
That is to have fire service trucks being designated in each and every local government. If there is any accident, like which involves fire accident, they may use this vehicle instantly, because these masses that are being burnt, the truck take a very long time, which if said there is fire service, definitely they will go and quench the fire before most of the, I know even if there are some injuries, it will not be much. It may be reduced.
Okay. Let's take this call. Yamai calling in from Lagos. Are you on the line?
Go ahead. You're online.
Hello.
My own contribution on this, I'm a truck driver. In the modern world now, they use aluminum tanks, but we still use iron tanks to lift. The last man that speaks now is saying the reality, because if you can look at it from Lagos to Maiduguri, the heat of the engine, the sun, the level of the sun and everything automatically is there. And then I don't know, they are talking about NOPC. What of the Nupen? The Nupen that they are there, the drill of the Nupen, formerly, they expect drugs very well. But now they don't do inspection anymore. They make their own money and they forget about the safety side of it. They don't even care who is driving, is he capable or not. As long as you are well driving truck, you are a truck driver. You just want to depot and load and go. The road safety are there, are checking out at the depot. They will look at your license, your safety, and then before loading. But never, they will maneuver their own people to load the way they is, and then they move. Somebody that will go to Maiduguri, who doesn't have a good tire, who doesn't have the engine capacity, is V6, and you run from morning to morning. The heat, and then the tank is iron. How do you expect him not to explode? Any incident will make it to explode. But if it's aluminum tank, the safety is limit. That's what my own contribution is all about.
Thank you very much. And straight away, I'll just ask Engineer Olalekan Moni to respond to that. He's raising issues about the standards, the kinds of materials that are used these days.
Construction.
Yes.
No, actually, it's right. There are tankers manufactured from aluminium. But then the thing is that in Nigeria system, any owner is allowed to either use aluminium or to use steel tankers. But for safety purpose, if we're going to bring a regulation that now say, fine, we are banning steel tankers, we enforce the aluminium. But right now, there's no restriction on which type of material you should use to make tankers. Some tankers can even be made from fiber materials. But we should also know that most of the accidents that we talk about here don't actually arise because a tanker is made from steel or not, but because of spillage and associated that comes with it. But I think the key issue is that we're trying to prevent accidents first. And also whether the tanker is made of steel or aluminum or fiber, we should find a way to ensure that there is no spillage. That is one. Two, when these tankers are loading, I believe there should be an agreed checklist that we should check that, look, does this truck meet all these criteria? Is it safe? Can it be on the road? And normally when the truck is loaded, they are given a weigh bill. So that the weigh bill that's usually there, if there's a way, we can even be communicated to the receiving hand to prevent transloading. We can have guidelines in place. That all of us now know, okay, this is the guideline. From our experiences, we want to prevent accidents. Therefore, let's have a national guideline that should guide the operations, or basically what the maintenance and handling of these tankers.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say something here?
Yes.
Please recall that in 2018, through the office, the federal government, through the office of SGF, there was a national stakeholders forum. One of the outcomes of that national stakeholders forum on our part was that we were able to develop a guideline on movement of petroleum products or haulage of petroleum products. That guideline is still there, but the protocol on transportation, just on transportation. But I must say something also, and I want the Ipman person to react to this, because we have noticed that all these issues of falling tankers, rollover as it is called, the rollover, when a tanker crashes and there's a rollover, the spillage we have been witnessing, we have not been encountering it with trucks of major oil marketers. It has always been with the independent major marketers. And that is because this industry is not well regulated. It's a very key factor that I want us to look at here and look at it. You can hardly, I don't want to mention names, but we know the 6 major marketers, now called major energy marketers. I don't know how the president can help us in this.
We will keep that in mind as we take this call from Tijani, who's calling in from Abuja. Hello, Tijani. Go ahead.
Go. You're on.
Okay.
Speak.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, my president. My name is Tijani Zubeiru from Apple. My president, good evening, sir. And good evening, everybody. I know that we say we should talk through. If we talk, we have to talk through. We should have fear of God. Somebody wake load from Lagos, come to get accident in Magia. This is truck fall almost near 25 minutes. This truck, nothing happened for him. But this villager, midnight, they open this valve, start coughing, carrying the fuel. Some of them carry the fuel to their houses. That's why fire followed them. Some of them from their houses, the fire come and catch the tank. Both Muslim and Christian, we should tell our people. The owner of the truck, just like Mr. President said now, you spend almost 150 million. You say you buy it to get, you not buy it to lose. After the truck fall, the driver, he feel mad because he knows say maybe he don't lose in business. The owner of the truck cry, maybe you don't lose. At the end, this type of thing happen. If they're not supporting phone this fuel, I know say nothing will fit happen because with a good relationship we have with the road safety for Bopo or to ask you to put safe mouth. Some tanker will fall from now to tomorrow without leaking. If it's bush where anybody know they. But some people, criminal, they are not starting now. It don't take anywhere, any village, any city. Tanker fall, they are thinking that they get their national cake. From this kid take themselves thinking that they get national cake, this type of thing is happening. Somebody will tanker driver is a woman being like every woman being. Yes, I'm talking to former national chairman of tanker driver, branch of Nupen. The road safety know me, the president know who is talking to. Our former
DIG, Abila, no, we know each other. Somebody talk about NNPC. If the NNPC buy truck, woman be the go drive the truck. It's the same period woman be go drive the truck. Somebody carry fuel from Port Harcourt. Something happened on Thursday, this Thursday way past in Pico Junction here. Everybody where they go, know the place is no good. The driver is not running. Road safety confirmed for your people in Sulega. Did aid just come out? Tanker tell 60,000 liters before you know. On Thursday, people not sleep till Friday, till they filling this fuel. NATO, ITMA, PTD, and Niger State support us to go and look for road fire service to come and stand there, because some of them are saying if you not allowed, even security, they try their best. Police, AFS, they try their best. Road safety, but they don't give them chance that if you no want us to take this fuel, we go burn the motor. Now, so they perform all this fuel. So we have to tell our people they should change from this type of attitude. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Tijani. That's an insight into, what really occurs, and he's brought so many of these incidents to the fore, and you could see by his confidence that, he's told us he's a tanker driver, and that even our guests here are well aware of what he's saying. So this is what we had raised earlier on when I asked DIG Habila Joshua, how do you change people's attitudes?
Yeah.
See?
Well, let me come and respond to my friend here of safety. He said most of the trucks that he has been seeing, what I want you to understand, most of the Nigerian trucks that you have seen on the road, tankers, are owned by independent petroleum marketers. Either major marketer, whatever kind of marketer. So the trucks are the same. It's not easily to identify, to categorize and say this one is this one is that. So all the trucks are the same. Most of our independent petroleum marketers, they are transporters for major marketers. Okay. Just like what Tijani Zubari have said when they mentioned the NNPC. NNPC, they doesn't have their own personal trucks. They rely on independent petroleum marketers to transport their goods. The same thing applies to the major marketers. So the categories of the trucks are the same. So there is no acquisition on that. But my belief, we are even very lucky, most of the trucks that are falling down, especially in the bush, is hardly you will see this kind of situation. But if a truck, normally our much fear, if a tanker fall inside the town, actually we develop serious fear, because we know in trying to go to siphon the product, it can easily catch fire. That is the reason why always I have been emphasizing, let the government have a proper information, that is orientation program, to tell Nigerians the implication of this highly inflammable product in case of any incasity. At the same time, to see that they developed an emergency fire service point. Immediately when there is an issue, especially in the town, they can quickly run and quench the fire.
Yes. You've mentioned this so many times. You've drawn attention to
orientation.
That's it.
Has to go.
Okay.
Always.
All right. Let's take this call from Port Harcourt. Antai calling in from Port Harcourt, and then we'll come back to the studio. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go right ahead.
Good evening, Tuesday Live.
Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Please, my own take on the topic is somehow of what you are saying of, but it's still on NNPC. For the past years, NNPC has been doing turnaround maintenance. And what I feel contributed to the high cost of the fuel is because most of our refineries are not working. What does it take to build a new refinery, and how many years can it take? If NNPC all these years has been doing turnaround maintenance, can't they look away from the old one and build a new refinery? That is my own take.
All right.
Because if the refineries are working totally, the crude can be refined here, and that will reduce the cost of the fuel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, you were going to say.
The president made a point which I cannot but allude to, that is what we need now. And that's the issue of national orientation campaign on these incidences. Because it will still happen again, and we'll still be dancing around it like the DIG said. But I'm now seeing this, and I want to again pass the ball to the president. This national orientation, and I think you people are into business, if I must say. Is there a way we can all put our hands together and get this national orientation we are talking about? The media has a role to play. All of us, we all have a role to play. This thing is on air now because it has just happened. After some time, it will die down. Can I have a handshake with IPMA for us to have a radio program or a TV program like this where we can actually use the forum to talk to Nigerians, educate Nigerians on this kind of incidences and how we can avoid it? Because everything should not just be government, government, government. This is where you people are feeding. I'm happy you said something about the cost of these trucks. And my eardrum almost, my tympanic membrane almost busted because I didn't know it is that costly to put the truck on the road. So if somebody puts that kind of investment on the road, then to what extent can we not go in order to protect it? So I want to see if we can have a handshake so that we can have a consistent campaign on air that Nigerians, be it with radio, we can do it in all the languages.
Yes.
We do it in Hausa, we do it in Igbo, we do it in Yoruba, the 3 major languages, so that we can pass this message. So that if it happens in these villages, let them not say they did not hear.
Yes, we are ready for that. That is the reason why the other time when you invited me, I stood up, I tell you, we independent petroleum marketers, we are ready to collaborate with road safety so that we can be able to give our contribution. And apart from that, you know, we normally pay taxes and we normally renew our license and the rest of them. All is a source of getting income to see that the way you can be able to run this program. But despite the fact that if you call our attention, we can assist. We have been assisting so many organizations, provided that because we know their importance. Like road safety, you know, even the other time we recommended the work that you have been doing. So that one is not an issue. The independent marketers were ready to collaborate
because
with
this orientation program is very, very key.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get back to the phones. We have Patrick from Abuja. Hello, Patrick.
Yes, good evening, sir.
All right, evening.
Let me first of all commend the efforts of getting that moving so far. You know, for 2 hours to discuss about Nigeria. Yes, I want to talk particularly about our roads. All of these problems boil down to our roads. As I speak to you, if there's anything you will do to tell the federal government to ensure the state of emergency and federal government will let us do it. Please. Especially where the tankers are coming from. Okay, you can imagine a scenario where we have more than 2 to 3 depots in Calabar where they do petroleum products and they take to Benue State, to Nasarawa, to Abuja. Currently now, the road from Umbok Junction to Abuja in Cross River State, is totally bad. But I speak to you now, about 100 tankers are parked there on the road. With petroleum products, they cannot move. If you're coming from Abuja, to Benue, to Nasarawa, to Benue State, I want to access Cross River. You cannot access. But I speak to you now, by the truck are parked there on the road, AA truck are parked there on the road with petroleum products, Orlando tankers are parked there on the road. What about the way it's coming out from Calabar? The same thing. Trying to access Calabar to Benue State, all the vehicles are parked there on the road. And from the current product,
Okay, it seems that the connection is getting bad. But thank you, Patrick. You made the point here. And that's another way of looking at it. And you have actually made a point here with your views. Let's go to DRG Joshak one more time. Well, the IPMAN president has kept, repeating and emphasizing that you would need to have agencies of response, fire stations in different parts, so that if a fire would occur of this nature, you would quickly have a way of putting it out. However, we also know the other challenge that the country is facing now, which has to do with security. And this again would demand an extra burden on security agencies to provide security for these stations that the IPMAN president is suggesting. Let's hear your views on that.
I think it would make a big difference because you're talking about creating some spots where you put in the police, the security agencies with some equipment for preventing carnage on the road. I think we can do better than that. And like I said, I had a lot of knowledge about the refinery. And like I said, while I was heading the mobile police in Rivers, I was in the NNPC. And then a lot of things we realized. I think the NNPC or whoever the government want to do should have that sole responsibility of ensuring that products that are loaded are driven out and knowing where they're going and who is doing that. Once you become stringent and look at lives that are being destroyed, with possible solution that could prevent that, then I think we've started it. We've done something. The public, the citizen would want to see a situation where right away the refinery, the NNPC must bring out something that will ensure that some of this carnage is stopped or is reduced to the barest minimum.
There's a that I want us to actually look, and I'll still want the president to also, because these are all safety issues. Most of these crashes also occur at night. And I don't know whether, because we're looking at, when we're looking at government regulations, let's also see how we can come in with self-regulations. Because I know that the road, we have all agreed that the state of the road is not what it should totally be.
Okay.
But yet, we drive, we're allowed to drive at night.
Perhaps I might even ask the IPMA president here, yes, which is a better time to move petroleum products across the country? Is it during the day or at night?
At night.
Well, if not because of the safety, the night will be better. But because of the situation where we find ourselves, the night journey is not good presently in our country for heavy trucks. And that is the reason why we normally tell all our drivers, immediately when it is getting night, they should park till morning. I think it's a regulation which each and every one of us, both road safety and everybody were all aware. And we normally find those drivers who travel in the night. But in a good situation, if everything is equal and the road is good and there is proper management of the road, night journey will be better for a bigger trucks.
Okay. And you also talked about evaporation being a factor.
Yes.
Or, you know, the expansion
and
of
even,
the products.
Yes, even because of the atmosphere too. You know, in the night, it normally becomes cooler than in the daytime, especially in the north.
Well, we have just a few more minutes left on the program, so let's begin to look at far-reaching solutions to how this problem might be solved. And Engineer Olaliko Amoni.
Well, if you want to key into the president, one of his 8-point agenda on infrastructure and transportation for economic growth, we should try to take a cue from the PCG, Presidential Comprehensive National Gas Initiative, where we're trying to introduce Nigerian gas vehicle monitoring system. We can do that for trucking system too. And basically, what does the Nigerian gas vehicle monitoring gas system does? Is to ensure that all the equipment for the CNG are sourced from certified sources. And the person that also carry out the installation is known. The person that will do this recertification is known. So periodically, even the plate number is also distinct. But when any vehicle that was on the road, when the road safety even put the plate number on and it's into the system, it will tell you where this vehicle has been recertified, and so on and so forth. If we can do that for compressed natural gas, we can also have same for trucking system, all in the name of safety. When people know that there's a system that will monitor the safety on regular basis, the road may be bad, but first of all, we need to actually ensure that the equipment too is in top notch. That is the aspect I want to start from. Let's have a system in place for ensuring that vehicles are recertified as when due, and have a system in place to monitor so that there won't be any form of short-changing. When we have that truck monitoring system in place, the issue of transloading will reduce. At the same time, too, the person that will also drive to must also be captured into the system, too. So we only know that we only use certified drivers. We can start with that.
Right, thank you. Let's go to Jos, AIG Joshak. We are winding down now, so your closing comments and the best way you've spoken about it, and you think that the NNPCL needs to do more to ensure that this product that, is moved around in a safer manner than it is currently.
I still stand on this fact that the government should look at the best way to ensure that this monster that has taken lives and have made a lot of things going the wrong way. There are destruction of properties as a result of fire from all of this. I think the government is ready enough with hands and people that have what it takes to ensure that decisions are taken based on some of these propositions we've made, some of these suggestions we've made, so that we can put a stop or reduce it to barest minimum. I think it can be done. It's not something difficult that would want to go get another body to come and solve our problems.
Thank you very much. Retired Deputy Inspector General of Police Operations, DIG Habila Joshak, thank you for being with us on this program. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Right, back here in
Thank you.
Abuja. ACM, we've had the many suggestions that have been put forward too, and of course, the FRSC is a key agency in all of this. In addition to what the IPMAN president has said about locating fire engines at strategic points, again, Nigerians also say the FRSC should also do more in terms of warning of this, the dangers that lie ahead on the roads for these vehicles, and ensure a more robust patrol. Sometimes when road safety officials are seen on the roads, a number of drivers, they begin to comply with traffic regulations, speed limits, and all that. So perhaps a more robust patrol would be part of it too. But again, that also speaks to the state of the roads in Nigeria generally.
Yeah. And also, if Nigerians can help to cooperate with us, a lot of measures are there, but it's just compliance. Have you forgotten that we are also implementing the speed limiting device program meant to check that these trucks do not go above the recommended speed limit? But the problem is compliance. And I'm happy that the president is here. They have been supporting us. And like he said, we need more collaboration, we need more support, ensuring that all members see to it that they install those speed limit devices so that the drivers do not overspeed. And also the issue of the safety valves in all these trucks. Because the truth is that all over the world, trucks do roll over. The problem with our own is that when it rolls over, because of the absence of safety valves, it spills. If we can also change our attitude to all these scenarios in terms of scooping, it will also go a long way in helping this.
Speaking of speed governors in vehicles, I'd like to come to the standards organization quickly on that.
Actually, we are collaborating with the road safety on that. We have a scheme in place to ensure that only certified speed limiters are installed in vehicles. Asking so that.
Oh, well, how about, insisting, for instance, like some countries do, that even vehicles that are imported, that are brought in, must comply to that, especially, you would say this time, of course, new vehicles, because for those that already, what we refer to as a tokumbo, that means you have to come and reinstall here. That, again, might be, a factor that most people would not want to comply with, seeing that they'll have to spend extra
money.
The speed limiting issue at the moment, I think, is limited to commercial vehicles.
Yes,
So,
that's what.
And most commercial vehicles, actually, we basically certify the product. The enforcement of whether people comply with it is that of the road safety. So, but if there's a regulation today that says the speed limiter must be installed before the vehicle gets into the country, we can also enforce that. But there must be a regulation to that effect. Or another way would be that we review the existing standard for vehicles to now say that the vehicles that are coming in must have a speed limiter installed in them.
Okay, for these commercial vehicles and particularly for these trucks.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so one final word from the IPMAN president, Abubakar Baigandi Shatima.
Well, I have already said, if the government can find it easier, let them see how all these depots will start functioning, so that to reduce pressure into the whole side, in terms of drivers and in terms of road. Because I think what is happening to our Nigerians road today is because of the much pressure put in. So even if the government has been doing their best, because any side of the country when you go, you have been seeing the way they have been maintaining this road. But because the load that is passing, the trucks that are passing, there are too many.
Okay.
So if they can be able to see how our depots, and we thank God, Dangote has already started his refinery. If NNPC refinery too can be in order, all this thing will reduce the pressure on our Nigerian roads.
Well, thank you very much. And I'd also like to thank our guests. Thank you for being here. Assistant Co-Marshal Operations, FRSC, Hajinoso Major, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
And IPMAN President, we always welcome your contributions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And Engineer Olalikon Omoni, Deputy Director of Standards Development Coordination Division of the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
And thank you too for being part of this program. Next week we'll be back with NTA Tuesday Live. I'm Cyril Stover. Bye for now.